Now point slope form. Point slope form, this is our last form. Point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So in this case, we are given a point and the slope, but that's why it's called point slope form. So whatever is in the x1 is the x coordinate, and whatever's in the y1 would be the y coordinate of a point that's on that line. And then obviously m is still the slope, okay? M is still the slope. So if I gave you a slope of -3, and then I said it went through the point 3, 4, I could write this in point slope form by just plugging this in for x1, plugging this in for y1, and then plugging this in for m. So point slope form is y minus y1, and so that's the y value of the coordinate, so -4, equals the slope, which is -3, times x minus x1. So x minus the x value of the coordinate point, which is 3. And there we have it. We have point slope form. Okay, let's do another one. If I were to give you the slope is -3 and then the point that it goes through is 0, -8, we can do this again. So it's y minus y1, which is the y coordinate, so -8. Y minus -8 equals the slope, so -3 again, times x minus x1. So x minus x1, and x1 is 0. The x value is 0. Now I can actually simplify this even more, because if you notice I have the subtraction of the negative. Remember what I said? We can put those dashes together to make a plus sign. So instead of writing y minus -8, just write y plus 8. And then over here, x minus 0, well, a number minus 0 is just that number. So I'm just going to write -3x, because x minus 0 is just x, and then -3 times x is just -3x. So this is still in point slope form, but it's just simplified. Okay, now I'm going to take you through how to convert them to all 3 different forms, okay? So if I was given 2 points, the easiest form to write it in is actually point slope form if you're given 2 points, because you're already given half of it. You're already given a point. You can use either of them. It'll give you the same equation of the line. So what you want to do, we already have a point, so we need the slope. So we're going to use the slope formula that we learned at the very beginning. The change in y's, so 8 minus 10 over the change in x's, 0 minus -1. 8 minus 10 is -2, and 0 minus -1 is +1. So our slope is actually -2, okay? So our slope is -2. Now I'm going to write it in point slope form. I'm going to choose the point 0.8. So remember point slope form, y minus the y coordinate, which would be 8, equals the slope times x minus the x coordinate, which is 0. And we remember we can simplify that because x minus 0 is just x. So y minus 8 equals -2x. This is in point slope form. Now I can